We are leaving from Warsaw, Poland, towards India. In the last 2.5 decades, I've basically worked on every continent. When I had to go to Afghanistan, I would tell my daughter, look, just as you are 6 and there are kids that are 6, they look towards their parents for creating a safe space for them. That's what I do. I'm going to create conditions for better living, for improving rights of children, sometimes improving the infrastructure, improving right to education or right to public space for a woman. I'm still doing the same thing. It can be as simple as sitting with governors of certain states, explaining respect for the opposition to speak, or it can be as hard as actually having them in a room. If you're not there, they will potentially pick up problems, violence. Service is showing up and being there and standing together with people through a flood or an earthquake or a war or a complex emergency that combines them all sometimes, because nobody wants to feel totally alone. My current title as Goodwill Ambassador around the world links back to Riverside. My 2 close friends and roommates were both Ukrainian who had come in for a 1-year exchange program. One of them also became somebody I worked closely with in Ukraine. In fact, he nominated me as an ambassador for a program, in fact, even for this. And they became lifelong friends. I want to show you something. I have right here my dormitory shirt. I love my dormitory. So how crazy is that? At Riverside, I did not understand why there are no limits put on me. I could try every major, I could try every class. I just wasn't prepared for the academic playground it was. I remember, for example, Professor Cardulo, a professor of biology. I attended a seminar, and at some point I had a question, but I didn't dare to ask, and I just went up to him after the seminar was done, and he said, you know what? You should have asked right in the seminar. I said, really, me? I'm like 17 and a half. Just the idea of respect for ideas, respect for intellect, respect for inquiry. It just got deeply rooted in my soul. Luckily at Riverside, I also found that there are other ways I could be of service. The path that I didn't even know before treading it, that there was this United Nations and other path that existed of traveling the world and serving in war zones and other places. I think once one is all right with the idea of service, then one is never without something to give. When one has accepted that one's own self is enough as something to serve with, you've exchanged something of human value. That's the Sacha Sauda, as we call it in Punjabi, means the true value exchange. What you'll get back is endless. From that, I think one gets all the energy to serve. There's nothing better. There's nothing better. It seems extraordinary, having walked the path for 2.5 decades, to arrive at this moment that the service around the world meant something to my alma mater. I cannot tell you how inspiring that is for me to continue doing this work. And it means the world to my family. I'm really moved. I'm thrilled to bits to receive this award. And I thank UC Riverside from the bottom of my heart.
Peace and harmony in all the world. Peace and harmony in all the world.